Hey there, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into the really critical responsibilities and, frankly, the harsh legal realities you face as a new Bids and Awards Committee member, or as we all call it, the BAC. Now, if you've just been appointed to this role, or maybe you're a procurement officer navigating the wild world of government contracts, you might be feeling a bit overwhelmed. And honestly, given how strict RA 9184 is, that's completely understandable. So let me just ask you point blank, are you truly ready to handle the immense personal liability that comes with government procurement? You see, being on the BAC, it's not just some standard administrative committee assignment. Your signature on those procurement documents carries massive legal weight. If a bidding process goes sideways, it's literally your name on the line.
To help protect yourself, we've got a clear roadmap for this explainer. 1. The weight of the BAC. 2. The SHIELD, objective evaluation. 3. The magic word, comply. 4. Validating bids step by step. And 5. Understanding your legal risks.
All right, jumping right into part 1, the weight of the BAC and government procurement under RA 9184. Okay, the absolute core of this is transparency, equity, efficiency, fairness, and economy. Now, you need to understand that these aren't just fancy buzzwords. They are strict legal mandates that you absolutely must uphold every single day. When auditors and legal bodies are looking over your procurement activities, they are measuring your actions directly against these 5 pillars. Any deviation, any tiny hint of bias, and these principles are compromised. Now, here's something that's actually kind of surprising. The law provides an indemnification package for BAC members. We're talking legal assistance and liability insurance. Why? Because the government fully recognizes that serving on the BAC basically puts a target on your back for disgruntled bidders. So they give you this legal shield, meaning you have medical assistance, legal representation, and liability coverage if you happen to get sued just for doing your job. But, and this is a massive but, that vital legal protection, it vanishes into thin air the exact moment a BAC member is found guilty of gross negligence or grave misconduct in evaluating those bids. If you're found to have bent the rules, or if you evaluated bids outside the super strict parameters of the law, the government is not going to protect you. You'll be paying those hefty legal fees straight out of your own pocket. Yikes, right? Which brings us to Section 2, the SHIELD, objective evaluation and eliminating subjectivity in procurement. So think of the pass-fail rule like grading a true or false math quiz, rather than, say, grading a subjective essay. It's completely non-discretionary. It completely removes your personal opinion. The rules explicitly state you must use this non-discretionary pass-fail criterion. You're just checking a list. Is the required document there? Pass. Is it missing, incomplete, or obviously insufficient? Fail. There's no almost, no, well, it's good enough, and definitely no, I think I know what they meant. This really highlights how discretionary, subjective evaluation opens you right up to claims of bias. Meanwhile, the non-discretionary, objective approach, that is your absolute legal shield. If you use your discretion, a losing bidder can easily turn around and claim you favored someone else based on your personal preference. But if you strictly apply the objective pass-fail criteria, your defense is rock solid. Hey, I just followed the checklist required by law. It completely insulates you from accusations of favoritism. The 2016 revised implementing rules and regulations are crystal clear here. The strict letter of the law mandates an automatic failure for any missing requirement. Your hands are tied, and honestly, that's a really good thing. It takes all the pressure off of you having to make those tough judgment calls.
All right, let's look at Section 3, the magic word, comply. This is the ultimate test of technical specifications.
The bidding documents explicitly instruct that the exact word comply must be written against every single individual parameter of the specifications. It is totally unacceptable for a bidder to just slap the word comply once at the very end of a 10-page document. Nope. Under Section 7, Technical Specifications, the rule is that for each line item, they must explicitly state their compliance. If they leave even one line blank, they fail. But wait, simply writing comply isn't enough on its own. They have to back up that claim. They need cross-referenced, unaltered documentary evidence, like independent test data or unamended sales literature. The law mandates that their statement of compliance is supported by hard, undeniable evidence in the bid. If they claim a vehicle engine has a specific horsepower, they've got to point you to the exact page in the manufacturer's official brochure that proves it. And what if their supporting evidence completely contradicts their comply statements? Well, that renders the bid liable for immediate rejection, and it opens the bidder up to prosecution. A statement found to be false during your evaluation is legally considered a fraudulent bid. So not only are they immediately disqualified, but they're opening themselves up to being blacklisted and facing criminal penalties.
So how do we actually do this? Let's go to Section 4, Validating Bids Step by Step. Here is your bid opening walkthrough.
Grounding ourselves in the actual physical reality of the bid opening room, you are always going to open and check the technical component envelopes first. Way before you ever peek at the financial proposal, you have to determine if the bidder actually meets the basic technical requirements of the project.
You follow this exact 4-step sequence. And remember, missing the word comply on even one tiny line item means an automatic fail. Step 1, open the envelope. Step 2, grab that checklist of requirements. Step 3, now this is the big one. You meticulously go line by line through the technical specs. Did they write comply for processor speed? Yes. Did they write it for RAM? Yes. Did they leave the warranty parameter completely blank? If yes, automatic failure right then and there. And finally, step 4, you declare the result based only on that objective observation.
In fact, the Government Procurement Policy Board specifically issued an opinion to clarify this exact thing. It confirms the non-discretionary pass-fail criteria. While you can't fail a bidder just for omitting a brand name, you absolutely 100% must fail them if they lack the mandatory compliance statements. The bidding documents are the rules of the game. If the document says state comply and they don't do it, they are out. Finally, let's wrap up with Section 5, understanding your legal risks and the real cost of gross negligence. If you decide to ignore all this and evaluate subjectively, you're facing some incredibly severe consequences. Remember that nice indemnification package we talked about earlier? Poof, gone. You could face administrative suspension, be held personally, civilly liable for damages to the government or to wronged bidders, and you could even face criminal graft charges under Republic Act 3019 for giving unwarranted benefits to a private party. No one wants that. Look, bending the rules or accepting a sloppy, incomplete comply statement can easily be interpreted by auditors as you illegally favoring a specific bidder. The law actually states that subjectivity is prima facie evidence of collusion. This means it can be inferred from a BAC member inexplicably ignoring a blatant technical omission. If that happens, the procuring entity reserves the right to reject bids and declare a failure of bidding. Don't let your eagerness to just get a project moving make you look like a corrupt official. So, I want to leave you with this final thought. When you sign that abstract of bids, you are legally certifying that your evaluation was perfectly objective. You have to ensure every bidder explicitly states comply, ensure it's backed by hard evidence, and absolutely never substitute your own personal discretion for the strict letter of the law. Ultimately, will your signature on that document be your ultimate shield or your biggest liability?